Good morning and welcome back, dear viewers, to the fresh new episode of Elets Innovation Talk, where we engage with key policymakers and top industry experts of India to understand from them the recent technological advancement taking place in various sectors of the economy, the challenges associated with them, and the solution in place to address these challenges. And joining me today to discuss more on API, AI, and emerging technological shaping India's economy is Mr. Pratik Shah. He is Managing Director for India and SAARC region at F5. So before I introduce him, let me share his brief bio. He has 2 decades of experience in shaping the India's and SAARC technological landscape, driving strategic growth in adaptive application security. He joined F5 in 2019 and initially involved in building sales operation in Western India, and then went on to become director of sales in 2022 and to become managing director in 2024. His leadership has strengthened F5 market position, ensuring business can create, secure and operate adaptive application security. Prior to F5, he also held key roles at Palo Alto Networks, Juniper Networks, and Extreme Network also. He holds master degree in marketing from NARSE, Monji Institute for Management Science, and also BE in Electrics and Telecommunication. So thank you, Pratik. Thank you for taking out time to be with us for this innovation talk.
Yeah, Abhineet, thank you. Thank you for having me and look forward to some interesting conversation.
So my first question, Mr. Pratik, is how is API transforming AI landscape in India? What role does it play in building a robust and innovative digital ecosystem? And what key challenges do you foresee in this space?
Okay, thanks, Abhineet. I think clearly AI is one of the technology which is going to be transforming the world that we are living into. In fact, it's already transformed certain part of the business, and there's a whole lot of transformation expected with AI. It's probably going to be one of the technology of the decade as well, right? With the rising use of AI and with the kind of use cases that AI is able to add value to the businesses, I believe a lot of organizations are investing heavily towards AI use cases. And it's clear that AI has to be more affordable. For now, there is some challenges with respect to cost on AI, but with the kind of uh, you know complete world coming together, and we have seen what has happened with DeepSeek coming into play, with OpenAI coming into play, and more investments coming into play. Like recently, there was an AI summit in Paris, right? And we saw the leaders from different countries coming together to build a common objective on building AI. And likewise, we had an Indian leader also talking about inviting investments into India specific to AI. And we are seeing that, right? Lot many large business conglomerates are already taking lead in terms of building AI factories, in terms of building large language models, in terms of building applications which can solve a particular problem in the market or a challenge in the market. Having said that, while AI is definitely gonna change a lot of it's gonna bring a lot of transformation. The important part to also consider is that it also brings a lot of security concerns around the request and response, around data exposure, around data sovereignty and things like that. And hence you will see countries like India talking heavily on data sovereignty under AI use case and things like that. And on top of that, we have got a lot of regulatory body also talking about Data Protection Act, or DPDP, that we call Digital Data Protection Act, right? So all of this is kind of adding towards ensuring that AI is there for long term, but at the same time AI is secured, is accessed in a secure manner. But still, if you look into the challenges underlining the AI environment, could be around the API security, because within an AI use case, you'll see, you'll see millions of APIs, talking to each other. And we all know the challenges with APIs. There's been a lot of misuse of APIs. There's been a lot of vulnerabilities into, loosely loosely coupled APIs. At the same time, there's been very little investment already made into the space of API security as well, right? So with those challenges in place, I believe having a secured API security framework really makes more sense. And at F5, we have built a platform which is AI enabled, which holistically talks about API security, from code testing to telemetry analysis and things like that. The platform provides that. It also provides creates and validates API schema, ensures to highlight the API which are high risk, and provides end-to-end API security. So I believe with the increased use of AI, the platform approach on API security is something that each and every organization will consider.
Thank you, Pratik. Thank you for your nuanced insight on APIs. F5 recently partnered with NVIDIA. What does this collaboration meant for the industry, and how does it enhance F5 offerings in security and automation?
I mean, when we are talking about transformation which is happening around the world, it has to be collaborative in nature. It has to be participative in nature from different technology providers. Clearly, we are seeing that NVIDIA has been leading the AI wave with the kind of engineering that they've done, the kind of products they've shipped into the market, and the kind of you know leaders advantage that they are carrying right now. We believe that partnering with the right set of OEMs will definitely be helpful for our customers, especially in an environment where F5 has strong foothold. For last 25 to 26 years, we have been leading in the space of application and API delivery and security. A larger component in the AI use cases would be around application and API delivery and security. And that's where we can kind of, reduce complexity, number one. We can provide centralized visibility, and we can increase security effectiveness of the AI use cases. So that's what we have partnered with NVIDIA. So now there's a product offering that we have jointly developed called BENC, Big IP for Kubernetes. That's a product that sits on the NVIDIA DPU, and all the things that I mentioned, right? Ensuring security, ensuring delivery of applications and connectivity, and more importantly, multi-tenancy as a use case. So all these are some of the use cases that we are kind of adding value to NVIDIA, and NVIDIA partners, we call them NCPs, NVIDIA Cloud Partners, are seriously looking at testing this FI technology with NVIDIA, and bringing a better efficiency, and also and looking at how can we make AI cost effective and secure.
F5 recently unveiled ADC 3.0 strategy. How do you envision this evolution in terms of impacting the service and security of AI-powered solutions?
Sure. I mean, there's a long story of ADC 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0. I'll try to be slightly brief here. These are basically different decades of environment where we all saw that the world is so small, data center centric, and the traffic is within the data center, applications are within the data center, and ADC 1.0 really made sense at those days. Then the complexity furthermore increased with with the cloud computing coming into picture, with cloud workloads coming into picture, and that's where we had a kind of distributed environment, and hence ADC 2.0 came into picture, which was beyond data center. ADC 3.0 is basically in an environment which is completely hybrid in nature, from data center to public clouds to private clouds to even edge use cases and even microservices based deployments, right? With that, we believe that we are the only company who have seen the transformation of the technology and are still relevant for our customers for the needs of application and API delivery and security. And that's the vision on it. That's the plan on ADC 3.0, that we are going to be more relevant to our customers who are truly hybrid in nature.
Thank you, Pratik, for detailing out ADC 3.0 strategy. My next question is, with AI adoption accelerating, concerns around cost and security remain a challenge. What strategy do organizations adopt to strike a balance between mitigating risk and harnessing AI's full potential?
Yeah, definitely. There's been a lot of talk around cost, and in the recent times, you would have seen about some technology leaders and some companies, giving some bold statement around delivering AI services from India. There are some data points that are available on internet where we are talking about, consumption of GPU per hour, the kind of cost that is there in the market outside of India, and the kind of cost that the Indian players are targeting to make it much more affordable, right? There's a lot of data points are available, and we can share those links to you. At the same time, I saw one of the company also giving a bold statement around 1 rupee for a million token received. Now this is really transformational. This is really unheard about, and this is not possible for any of our competitors outside of the world, right? So, or any player outside of India, right? So clearly, India is at the advantage of number one, skills. Number two, technology reforms led by our government. Number three, availability of data center and power, because a significant part of AI infrastructure would need that kind of land and power and infrastructure. And I believe India is at a better place. If I have to give you some more data points, India in general is responsible to about 20% of the data around the world is generated from India. And when we look into the data center capabilities, no, the data center capacities that we have in India is about 3% in global nature, right? What I believe is that there's a significant headroom into building more data centers in India. And all these things that I mentioned, the reforms, the skill sets, the innovation, right? How do you bring innovation at a better price points, right? All of this is giving a natural advantage to Indian, to us as India. And coming back to your topic of, with the cost pressures coming in, or, how do we take care of this, right? So, number one is, yes, the cost pressure is gonna be there always. And how do you kind of, improvise? How do you kind of build an infrastructure? Like, for example, what DeepSeek did, right? At what cost? What when we compare to OpenAI, right? I would literally want to see if somebody from India can build that kind of model, which is really transformational and probably much lesser than the cost that DeepSeek arrived at. But having said that, those are some kind of models. I think India as a country is more focused on building applications, building small LLMs, at the same time building that kind of data center capacity, right? And it's all about partnering with the right ecosystem vendors to solve a problem which takes probably longer time and would probably take longer, maybe a big bill to achieve those kind of use cases.
My next question is, how is F5 leveraging AI to enhance application security and performance? And what innovation are in pipeline to address emerging threats?
Yeah. So, like I said, for us to lead the transformational journey, we need to adopt the transformational approach as well. And clearly, while AI is useful, we as a company are also leveraging AI for multiple things. Like I mentioned, the platform that we have is AI enabled, and there are a lot many other services that we ensure that AI ML is part of it to achieve multiple things. One is to achieve better cybersecurity posture, especially in an ability for the platform to detect and respond. Okay. Second is also to drive that kind of cost efficiency. Uh, Third is also to leverage, leverage AI for time to resolution. It could be, consider it that way as well, right? So, as a company, we have incorporated, a lot of AI use cases within the company to drive all of this that I mentioned. At the same time, we have also built, AI assistant kind of, feature in our platform, which helps to kind of, automate a lot of manual stuff. It also helps to create a lot of policies and signatures with the kind of data that we already see. And I would like to highlight one more important point here is that as a company, we are looking at roughly around 500 petabytes of traffic every day, right? And that's kind of huge data that we see coming into our different, product offerings, right? From big IP to distributed cloud to Nginx and all of that, right? Having said that, what we have done is we have built on top of this rich data that we see every day, we have kind of built a AI data fabric. This fabric allows us to do a lot of stuff that I mentioned. It helps us to automate a lot of stuff. It helps us to do a predictable analysis. It helps us to have better resolution and response. It helps us to do a real-time threat detection and mitigation and things like that, right? So we have invested heavily into incorporating AI into our infrastructure. At the same time, extending this AI to our customers through our offerings as well. So I hope I could answer your question around how is FI leveraging AI internally. And there are many projects which are right now alpha beta stage, within the different business units from support to services to product development and many others. And as time comes, we can talk about it.
Thank you, Pratik, for your beautiful insights. With the recent merger of Harness and Traceable to enhance API security in AI-driven software solutions, how does FI plan to stay ahead in this game?
Yeah, very good question. I think uh, API security has been a clear winner when it comes to getting the right attention and the guide budgets. And this has been a topic that has not been missed, especially while talking to CISOs and CIOs. Uh, and clearly so, I've highlighted the reasons of why API security is so important in today's edge, right? And for certain businesses, API is actually the medium of communication. And for them, it's like, API first approach. And likewise, as a company, we too are API first company. We are API first, we are cloud first, we are cloud native and things like that. And for any vendor to be relevant in today's market, we have to be all of this that I mentioned. Having said that, like I mentioned, we have built AI ready, AI enabled API security platform, or rather AI enabled platform for different application services. When we talk about API security, it's important that we are looking at uh, you know, uh, 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 especially talking about the code testing. This is one of the use case that's getting a lot of importance in the market because there are very limited vendors who are actually doing code testing and also telemetry analysis. Highlighting the high risk APIs is also very important. And the bigger problem around API security is the discovery of API, right? Um, and as a company, as a platform, we are able to create and validate the API schemas and helping customers to achieve what they don't know, right? And like the saying goes, right, you can't protect what you don't know. It's really important in the field of API security as well because for you to protect anything, you need to discover, right? And in today's world, if we look into the rise of APIs, the rise of APIs is significantly higher in last at least 5 years that I've seen, almost to the rise of about 500%. And while there are APIs which are customer focused, which is external focused, there are certain APIs internal focused as well. And I believe certain organizations have looked at solving some part of this problem in terms of, deploying some kind of API gateway solutions which can help you authenticate, authorize the APIs and monetize the APIs and have, documentations around APIs. But the larger problem is around discovery, around code testing, around highlighting the high risk APIs, etc., etc. And at the same time, runtime protection on the API is also very, very crucial part of it. So we are the only company who has taken a next generation approach to API security, and from code to runtime is what we are doing. And the good part is a lot of AI use cases are being considered to kind of have a better effective API security.
Great to hear this F5 ongoing innovation plan. And with AI taking center stage, a lot of summits, AI summit taking place worldwide, and the recently concluded Paris summit. What is your views on Paris summit, and how is India better positioned to take a lead in this AI adoption race?
Definitely, India is at the center stage when it comes to AI. Couple of reasons I already highlighted was availability of tech resource, availability of reforms, and we have been leading, from front when it comes to building models, building AI factories, building use cases in and around AI. Almost every large business conglomerate and enterprise that we talk about uh, have already carved out separate budgets for their AI initiatives within the organization. And everybody is looking at multiple aspects. One is obviously to how do they reach to their customers in a better and efficient manner? How do they have competitive advantage? How do they leverage AI and have cost advantage and things like that, right? So summits like the one that we talked about recently really helps to get the right attention. You would have seen, our leaders talking about our initiatives within the country, about the favorable reforms, about the talent pool available, and also inviting large multinationals and countries to kind of invest into India. And we have seen a lot of investments getting into AI as well. And with companies who are focused into AI and chip manufacturing are also heavily investing into India. We had AI summit from NVIDIA, we had AI summit from Microsoft, we had so many other AI summits running into the country, right? All of this is kind of helping to create awareness. After all, the use of AI has to be sensible in nature. And what I mean by sensible in nature, it's up to individual to be secure, to be safe, ensure that there's a governance in place at the corporate level, ensure that there's a AI governance in place. And all of that is creating a lot of awareness. A lot of organizations are investing heavily into training their employees into Gen AI use cases, into safe practices, leveraging AIs or using AI models and things like that. So, yeah, I think it's an interesting time. It's gonna be a moment where today I read one of the article in newspaper where and it's a very very tricky thing, right? Where it was more to do around the compensation rise and all of that, merit rise and all of that, right? Somewhere or the other there was a direct association to an individual capabilities to accept AI, learn AI, should be able to use AI, and should be able to also sell AI use cases, right? And an individual who is able to do all of this probably is at a better position compared to an individual who is not able to do. And with that, probably has a better chance to get a better, merit rise and do well in his her job, right? So, and this is the article today in Economics Times. So it it's a different world already we are living into, and it's an interesting time that we all believe into that can bring India into forefront of AI revolution.
Thank you. Thank you, Pratik, for your beautiful and vast explanations of every aspects of my questions, be it FI innovative solutions, its market positions, API integrations, AI and its security and challenges. How is India better positioned to leverage AI trend? What more need to be done to fill this data infrastructure gap that we have? So it was truly a delightful experience to talking to you. And I hope our viewers would have certainly liked it and benefited out of this. So thank you and look forward to talking to you again. Thanks.